Hi everyone, my name is Carson and I am here to present my capstone for Dr. Tanis's class, PE 589, PE and Exercise Science. Today's date is December 15th, 2021, and my capstone is on the contributing factors that influence a student athlete's decision to participate at a collegiate level. The purpose of the study was to explore the many different factors that contribute to a student athlete's decision to participate in sports beyond high school. The central research questions focused on how does family dynamics influence a student athlete's choice to continue on beyond high school? How does burnout influence a student athlete's choice to compete, beyond high school at a collegiate level? And then what are the other factors that may influence a student athlete's choice to discontinue play after high school and not carry on into college? I am very passionate about this topic. I decided I wanted to do further research on this after going to my nephew's college signing day that he invited us to last year. He graduated last year from Lucerna High School in Whittier. And he invited us to go to his college signing day. And we thought we were gonna have to get there early, get parking. There was gonna be so many people. We show up and there was barely anyone there. Come to find out there was only 14 kids there that day at the college signing day. And that includes not only a 4-year, but also junior college. And I was blown away by that number, and come to find out that's actually a high number. Lots of other high schools don't even have that many kids that carry on to college. So it got me thinking, out of all these student athletes, why is it at this particular high school only 14 kids are going on, and that's actually, going on to play, and that's actually a high number? So it really motivated me to want to dive into this and figure out, what are the influences that are factors of these kids not being able to, not wanting to, continue playing a sport they've played their whole lives, most of them, and then they just stop. So there's a lot of substantial research that looks into the contributing factors of student athletes. One substantial research I found was it looked at the relationships between coaches and student athletes, and how it contributed to burnout in school and sports. This particular study interviewed 414 student athletes from 7 different high schools in Finland. And the findings, revealed that a coaching climate needs to be empowering in order to protect against school and sport burnout. So a coach's role in fostering positivity and support is so crucial to kids not feeling that burnout, like, oh, I don't want to go to practice today, this isn't worth it to me. And a coach has such an important role in a student athlete's career path. And it also looked at how does gender play a role in this, and the males in this study reported a lower empowering climate than the females. So that was interesting. Another substantial research that I found was looking into the parental support, sibling support, and, family dynamics. And they interviewed 10 athletes in this particular study, and it really, concluded that interactions between an athlete and family members, particularly parents and siblings, play such a crucial role in the development and success of an athlete. The sibling relationship provided student athletes with a valued relationship, shared experiences, friendly competition, informational support, and a lot of times served as a great role model. There were a few student athletes in this study that said that sibling rivalry had a negative impact on their mental health. Really, this study just shows the importance of that support a student athlete receives at home and how important that is for them continuing on into college. Another substantial article that I found talked about the transition from high school to college, and was there enough support from their high school support from their high school into their college. The overall theme of the findings were there was not enough support. There was not enough support from the high schools to have a smooth transition into a D1 university. Their perceptions of college life regarding their relationships with coaches, general support, and enjoyment were not accurate, and many adjustments had to be made to adapt to their new environment. So they had this, this picture of what college life was going to be like, and they didn't feel that they were well prepared from their high school for that. And which is important because you need to set them up for success and ensuring that they will continue on into their path into college. And feeling well prepared definitely is a positive attribute to that. So for my study, I did an online interview. I got with the athletic department at Lucerna High School in Whittier, and I did a yes-no response and Likert scale response survey. I chose online because it was very accessible, easy for the kids to access. The results were immediate, and surveys, you can see patterns, graphs. So my survey was called Future College Sport Participation Survey. It was a 2-part survey. There was 5 demographic questions, 19 yes, no, and Likert scale response questions that focused on the student athlete's family dynamics, causes of burnout, and then the other factors that influence the student athlete's decision to continue to compete at a college level. So for my results of this study with family dynamics, of the participants, 84.6 said that their parents were very supportive of them playing sports in high school. Most participants were raised in a dual family household where their parents went to college. What I found very interesting was 98.4% of student athletes chose to go to college on their own, and that was not forced upon them by their parents. The results also indicated that family dynamics and support were not a negative influence on the student athlete's choice to continue on playing sports beyond high school. And it also, the results suggested that student athletes' socioeconomic status is a factor in their academic and athletic achievements. Most of these, like I said, most of these kids came from dual family household. This is middle to upper class area. They had the financial means to have, support academically and athletically. When it came to burnout, in previous research, and I mean, it's a big topic of early sports specialization. I have read lots of articles on that, and we're all pretty guilty of this worldwide, where we hone in on a particular sport at a very early age in hopes of getting an athletic advantage, and that can cause burnout. They've played their sport. It can also cause injuries too. But they play their sport their whole life, and by the time they get to high school, they're burned out. For this particular study, when asked what age they started playing the sport they play now, participants all started at a variety of ages, but most of the participants started between ages 5 and 10. Majority of these student athletes in the study believed that participating in sports at an early age better prepared them for high school sports. These results also indicated that although student athletes experience burnout, it is not the primary reason why they are choosing not to continue to play at a college level. In the study, it was, I have experienced that in the past, but when it came time for the question, am I experiencing burnout now? Most of them said no. So for the other influences of these participants, tuition did not impact their decision to continue playing college. When they were asked if tuition was removed, would that influence them playing at a college level? And the answer was very neutral. The results indicated that parents and coaches' support had a positive impact on the student athletes. The data also show that these athletes were overall feeling well prepared by their high school about the college application process. But when it came to balancing good grades and playing sports, most felt that was stressful. The importance of family dynamics aligns with prior research. The results indicated that family dynamics and support were not a negative influence on the student athletes. In fact, they were a positive influence on them. A high percentage of 84.6% of the students felt very supported by their parents when it came to playing sports in high school. Again, socioeconomic status was a factor in their academic and athletic achievements. Their parents went to college. Most of them came from a dual family household where they were getting that support at home. And for burnout, it definitely differed from previous research. Previous research indicated burnout was one of the main influences, and there was tons of research that fell under that burnout umbrella. This current study that I did was not a main factor. Most of them said, yeah, I've experienced it, but I'm not experiencing it currently. Other influences aligned with prior research as well. the coaching influence, how crucial it is to have that positive influence, them having a good support system through coaching, and their parents feeling well prepared for college. This is a huge dynamic that, and this slightly differed from it kind of got mixed reviews with prior research on whether students felt well prepared. In the one particular substantial research I just discussed, the students did not feel well prepared because they kind of had this idea of what college was going to be like, and then it wasn't. When the students were asked, were they feeling well prepared by their high school with the college application, these students felt like their high school did a good job at that. What else aligned with previous research was the balancing of the academics and athletics. It's a very hard task for most. They put a lot of pressure on themselves to excel in both areas, and it does cause quite a bit of stress. Recommendations: exploring different socioeconomic backgrounds to explore, the varying outcomes. Like I've mentioned several times, my research was from a middle to upper class area. Not a lot of diversity as far as, students coming from single family households, lower income households, where tuition might be an issue. Came from very supportive households. So individuals examining the stress and pressure student athletes place to excel in both academics and athletics. Implications: student athletes could utilize this information to gain a better understanding of contributing factors that influence their future decision making. It could also help coaches, parents, teammates understand the importance of their role in an athlete choosing to continue their athletic journey. Also, it could definitely help the athletic departments of high schools to understand their role in making student athletes feel prepared, confident, and supported in the college process. Future research should definitely be on a broader socioeconomic backgrounds in students from lower income areas. Also, to collect data by doing interviews. I feel like that would get more of a personalized answer on what each individual student is feeling, thinking, where they come from, just a more in-depth response. Then I have my resources listed, and then for my acknowledgements, I would not be here today without the love and support of everyone. Dr. Tanis, you are awesome. You're great. I would not have made it through the last few weeks without you. My classmates, thank you for answering my late night texts, phone calls. For some of you, believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. To my family and friends, thank you for all the encouragement, babysitting for me so I can get my work done, and, believing in my dream as well with me. To my daughters, mommy did it. I just hope you see that whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve it. No matter how hard it is, it can be done. And lastly, to God, thank you for leading me to Azusa Pacific and guiding me through this journey. Thank you, everyone. Best of luck. I look forward to your responses, and I'm so happy. I hope everyone just has a great Christmas, and I look forward to seeing everyone soon.